Hello, my name is Ronnie Bowling. My family and I would like to welcome you to the old Homeplace farm in Oneida, Kentucky. This is my wife, Gloria, my daughter, Veronica, and her husband, Tyler, my son, Will, and his wife, Maggie. We hope you enjoy your tour today. When we first came to the farm, we didn't really know much about farming at all. We knew that it was a lifestyle choice that we really wanted to pursue, but we didn't really know the nuts and bolts of what we were trying to attempt. A lot of smaller farmers, such as us, we only have 60 acres of pasture, 60 acres of open land, was to do a cow-calf operation. After a few years though, we saw that that wasn't working out too good, either from a financial standpoint or really from a land resource standpoint either. We started looking into diversification. We were having a lot of issues with weed pressure. In our case, it was ironweed and kudzu and some other things that the cattle really didn't want to eat. We started looking at ways that we might be able to embrace it. So our initial step was to bring goats onto the farm, to diversify into goats, and that did provide another income stream. But it also, goats were great for our operation. They were eating the multiflora rose, they were eating ironweed, they were eating some of the things that the cattle wouldn't eat. And it really did just revolutionize how we thought about farming in general. After a few years with the goats, we also brought sheep onto the farm, and we've also brought chickens onto the farm and pigs. And each one of these species has its own place that works for our operation, but more importantly, it works with the land base that we have here on our farm. We're looking at Goose Creek. This is one of the major tributaries of the South Fork of the Kentucky River. We're about 1 mile from the headwaters. Goose Creek, Redbird, and Bullskin Creek make up the headwaters of the South Fork of the Kentucky River, which merges with the North Fork and the Middle Fork at Beattyville, which is about 35 miles to the north of here. One of the first things we did was to install fencing to keep our cattle from accessing the river. At least for our part, do what we could to make our neighbors downstream, make their water safer and cleaner to drink for them. You sometimes say, you know, what can one person do? If each of us would do our part, there would not be a whole lot left that had to be done. So if it's your backyard or your back 40, you need to take care of it and be aware that what you're doing on your piece of property is going to affect your neighbor next to you and maybe somebody down the way 50 or 60 miles even. Over the years, that's what we've really come to realize is if we take care of the land will take care of us. So now, rather than thinking all the time about a cash crop or what we might do, we try to think also about how we might try to make the land better, how we try to improve our greatest resource, which is the soil here where we're at.
Our family has been really involved in a wider agriculture community, from being involved with the Clay County Conservation District Board, the Clay County Ag Development Board, and the Clay County Ag Advisory Council and Community Farm Alliance. We've also been working really hard to start the Clay County Farmers Market. We estimate last year that we served the protein portion of 14,000 meals through our meat marketing program. And we think this year, with the farmers market and our vegetable production, we'll reach an even wider community.
I was talking to somebody the other day and they asked me a question. They said, what do you think true sustainability is? What's your take on that?
To me, I mean, first thing that folks always think about is thinking about the land base and the resource issues. I mean, that's definitely a huge part of a sustainable operation. I mean, you have to take care of your land resource, but to me, it also comes back to even the community around you. I mean, to me, that's probably one of the neatest things about what we're doing now, after we transitioned away from doing commodity sales primarily to doing more direct marketing. To me, it's just a wonderful feeling to be able to sell food to folks that we know, to our neighbors and the folks around in the community around us. And to me, that's one of the best parts. And I think that's a part of sustainability that's often overlooked on the farm. That is true sustainability. The land taking care of the people through the generations.
If the people take care of the land.
If the people take care of the land. So for us, we always just think about soil health. We think about water quality, both the water quality here on the farm as well as the water quality of any water that's leaving the farm and going downstream into the watersheds, traveling down the Kentucky River. So all these things play a very important role in our operation. It is a little bit more management intensive, but we think it's a lot more fun. So it's at the end of the day, it comes to a quality of life issue. We're sustaining the resource, we're sustaining our farm, but it's also a lot more enjoyable for us as farmers.